Providence has never won an NCAA title.
And Odessa goes and makes a line change now. He puts two checking wingmen, a little better checkers. Servinus on the left side with Oates and Hernberg on the right. Those two fellas, very quick, good checkers, are with Oates. All they want to do is control the face-off and keep it ahead. And he's got a Hammond on the defense with Friday. Two very, very polished defensemen out there.
Well, Oates wins the face-off for RPI. The Engineers knock it back into the Providence zone. Providence just wants to get the puck out of the zone, and here it comes, and there goes Terreri to the bench. There is no goaltender for Providence. Army on the right wing. He is pressured by Hammond, who gets the puck away and flips it down ice, but to center ice, we're tackling Eddie Graham. 17 seconds left to go in regulation time. Providence desperately trying to get the puck in the zone. They can't do it. Servinus has an open net in front of him, but Catterall rides him off the puck. 10 seconds left to go. I don't think Providence has enough time to get another shot. Yomalakis? No, they don't. RPI is going to win the national championship. Scenes of celebration on the faces of the RPI players, and look at the rooting section. The Engineers from Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute are national champions. On the other end of the ice, the Providence Friars consoling their All-American goalie, Chris Terreri. And obviously very dejected they didn't win it. RPI, the last time they won a national title, Lou, was 1954 when Ned Harkness was the coach. They beat the Minnesota Golden Gophers at Colorado Springs. This is their second national title.
Very deserving champ, too, Tom. Very deep in all positions, extremely well disciplined, good goal scoring capability up front, a solid defense, and outstanding goaltending. They got all the ingredients of a great champ, and you can see why they had such an outstanding season.
Mike Odessa embracing and being embraced by his players, and now the players are lining up for the traditional handshake. We'll be back to Joe Louis Arena in a moment. The final score, RPI wins the national championship 2-1. One of the nicest traditions in all of sport, I think, the traditional handshake after a hard-fought hockey game, and this one for all the marbles, the championship of the NCAA in the United States. RPI, the winner, and they're the Division I national champions. Mike Odessa, the winning coach, is going through, and he's shaking every one of the Providence players' hands, and Steve Sterling doing the same to the RPI players. You know, hockey is such a rough and physical and emotional game. Nerves get frayed and tempers flare, but when all is said and done, it's nice to see that you can shake hands and say well done to your opposition. There's Steve Sterling and Mike Odessa. I tell you, this game was worthy of a national championship. RPI getting goals by Neil Hernberg, a power play in the first period, and George Servinus, a shorthanded goal in the second. Was 2-0 going to the third, and then Paul Cavallini scored from Army and Rooney at 10 minutes of the third period. And Providence made it a nail-biter for Mike Odessa and his RPI Engineers, but Odessa and RPI are the champions. Mike Odessa is with our Lou Nanne along with George Servinus. Let's go down to the ice and Lou Nanne. Lou?
Thanks, Tom. We're with the winning coach, Mike Odessa. Mike, you had an outstanding season. Did you figure you were going to have as tough a game tonight against Providence as they gave you?
You know, Lou, we were praying to God that we'd get some kind of an inspiration. We had a real tough night. We've had a real tough 3 or 4 days since we've been here, hotel accommodations and all. And we were wondering where we were going to get that little bit extra that was going to carry us through. And yes, we did. We expected a real tough game from a great Providence team.
You lost last year to North Dakota. You had over 100 shots. Did you figure going into the season you had the capability of getting to the NCAA championship?
We really made it our goal to reach the Final Four. You know, there were an awful lot of youngsters on that team that were disappointed a year ago, and disappointment turned into determination. And our objective was to try to do everything we possibly could just to get here. And we were very, very fortunate because I think we won in an outstanding field.
When you came to this tournament, did you feel that your defensemen were going to play as proficiently as they did, so solidly, not giving the opposition many good cracks at your goaltender?
Well, you know, Lou, I'm going to give an awful lot of credit to all the kids that play in our program. I've had a feeling for a lot of years that winning breeds winning, and it brings the best. Some guys get caught up along and doing some things that really help you. Our defense did certainly rise to the occasion here, and we're very proud of them.
Thanks, Mike. With us, the fellow that scored the winning goal, George Servinus. You got 2 shorthanded goals in 2 nights. George, that goal you scored tonight, you were offside. Did you expect the whistle to go at the time that you jumped in the circle?
Not really. I was just I was worried about the guy behind me, so I was just trying to get the puck ahead of me so I could worry about the net going ahead.
When you went down on the goaltender the first time, you made a good move in the forehand. Later on, you came down on a breakaway, went to the backhand. Why the change?
Because he kind of cheated on me that side, so he came out and poke checked me. I came to my backhand side, and I lost it. The puck went off my stick.
You were with the Canadian Olympic team early. You finally came back to RPI last year and broke your thumb. When did you start finding yourself coming up with the kind of seasons you've had this year?
Well, early on, I kind of concentrated more on my skating and my stick handling and stuff, and with the thumb injury, it didn't really hamper me at all this year, so it's been a great season.
That's George Servinus. Thanks, George.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Now let's get back up to Tom Meese.
Thank you very much, Lou Nanny. RPI national champions. They beat the Providence Friars in a great one, 2-1. We'll be back in just a moment. Back at Joe Louis Arena, the second place trophies now being handed out to the Providence Friars. RPI's trophies will be awarded in a moment. We'd like to thank everybody in connection with the NCAA and Joe Louis Arena who made our stay here in Detroit, our accommodations, so very, very wonderful indeed. It was Providence falling behind 2-0 as RPI scored once in the first period by Neil Hernberg on the power play as we get a shot of the national championship trophy. George Servinus shorthanded at 3:49 of the second, gave RPI what it turned out to be the winning margin. And then on the power play for Providence College, it was Paul Cavallini at 10 minutes from Army and Rooney to make it 2-1, and Providence poured on the heat in the last 10 minutes, but Darren Pupa and the rest of his teammates, especially his defensemen, were equal to the task. 2-1, the final score. RPI national champions from Joe Louis Arena in Detroit.